This episode is brought to you by the Lyrics and Laughs Interlude. Let's get into it. Okay. What's up, y'all? This is your girl, the Cosplay Poet, and another episode of the Some Things Must Be Heard podcast. Today I have special guest
Kaybee. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we finna jump right into it. So today's episode is about doing business as an artist. But we have to start it off like we do every episode with our icebreaker, which is 2 truths and a lie. So do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Oh, shit. Okay. 2 truths and a lie. So I have performed in 4 states. I have performed in 4 places in New York. And I have performed in 2 places in New Jersey.
The 2 places in New Jersey is a lie.
That is true. That
See?
is true. Okay. All right. Your turn.
The first person to pay me to do comedy was comedian Willie C.
Okay.
I always wanted to be famous.
Okay.
And I plan to take over everything it is that I do.
I think always wanted to be famous is the lie.
Nope.
It's not?
No.
Which one? Let's see. Willie C is the lie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that one first.
Andrew Petty was the first person to pay me to do comedy.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly enough.
Shout out to Petty.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
So I make his flyers every other week or whatever for his podcast. So yeah, definitely shout out to him. He does good business with me anyway. You know. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, so I definitely figure you do plan to take on everything. Take over, because that's a Virgo thing. So yeah. And then the famous thing, it was a toss up because for me, I like to be low key. Like I don't really like to. I'm not too out in the scenes, but I think I always wanted to be wealthy. I always want the money. I don't want the fame. Surprisingly, with the costumes and stuff.
Yeah, well, give me some of both.
Yeah.
I take it all, but yeah, I ain't never had no problem with being in the front.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's what's up. Okay, so we were just talking like off camera, guys. We were just talking about the first time she saw me do cosplay. You said I was Dora Milaje.
I walked into there it is.
This was neat.
Yeah, neat.
Okay.
And neat. I ain't know what was going on. It was a lady with a bald head, and I was just like, hold on.
Which is still, y'all, it's located right now.
No, it was a bald cap.
Yeah.
It wasn't it.
No, it was real low. It was like real low.
You ain't had that cap on?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had a bald
super
cap
low.
on. Okay. Well, I ain't know what was going on. Yep. I texted my friend in Florida, and I said, bitch, just somebody here just like the door block. I don't know what is happening. Then when she got up, and I was like, oh, okay, this is all right. This makes sense now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I remember like what you kind of was talking about then and everything.
Yeah. So that night I was doing a tribute to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the audience. I had just cut my hair low. It was probably like the second time in my life I've done that, but that time was significant for me. I was just shedding a lot of things in life. And so my mom was coming out, and it was her first time actually seeing me perform as the cosplay poet.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do something that was representative of her, how I saw her. And that was as a very strong Black woman. She had just beat lung cancer, and we were just celebrating her, and yeah, so that's why I was Dora Milaje that night. But I never forget when I walked in, because this was like the first time anybody had really seen me with my haircut. So when I walked in, Truth walked up, and he immediately just kissed my head, and I was like, okay. He was like, compliments to your barber, your hair looks great. I was like, okay, that's what's up, all right. So, because I was still kind of like unsure about how I feel. I knew it's hair, so I didn't care, but still I was unsure about how I feel. You got to look at yourself for a second when you get that new hairstyle, kind of feel it out, and yeah, but he gave me a little boost as soon as I walked in. That was a pretty good night, though. Yeah, pretty good night. Okay, so what brought you to comedy? How did you get into it?
I always, from a little kid, used to crack jokes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom always used to say she didn't care if you laugh; she's still gonna tell you her joke.
Mm-hmm.
So that always was something that stuck with me. I kind of got into the world of comedy. I used to work the door comedian Willie C's show for 6 years.
Okay.
In that 6 years, I went from just working the door to actually producing his show. When he did his hour at Helium, I produced the show, made sure everybody was good, did some different stuff to work my jelly that I had learned. You know, you sit at the foot of the master like that for so long, and I learned so much from Will. And I used to always tell him I wanted to write.
Okay.
And he used to be like, whatever. Because, you know, it's one thing to have fun with your friends.
Yeah.
But then it's another thing to be funny on stage.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, certainly.
You know, I just kind of fought with not getting on stage, and I wanted to write. But everybody wants to write for themselves. And I get it. I'm not there yet. So the only way that I could get out of me the things that I thought would be funny was to start getting on stage.
Yeah. Okay. What was it a fear of being on stage or?
Yeah, I was terrified.
Okay.
I was terrified to be on stage. That's a critical analysis. You opening yourself up in a really different way. You know, it exposes you differently.
Yeah.
And the experiences. And I used to get on stage sometimes, and then I wouldn't get on stage for a long time. And I would get on stage sometimes. I always still come out.
Was it like you know, like sometimes you just gotta retreat from being in the public, or was it still just you battling with the fear of doing it?
No, I would be there. I just wouldn't go up.
Why though?
I couldn't do. I have so much in my personal life, and at the time I was working full time. I think I didn't have the space to.
Excuse me, y'all. I gotta turn this damn thing around for this shit.
Good, you dressed up like Christmas tree today.
Well, I know, right? I did, y'all. Look, I'm trying to be a fairy. You see the wings, trying to stay true to character, but okay.
But I just had so much going on, and I would get on stage, and it wouldn't hit because certain stuff I couldn't talk about because of the type of job I had, and you know, certain things about my personal life I was scared to talk about because of the job I had. You know, I wasn't as free to be myself, and so I would get up sometimes, then I'd be like, nah. Then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get up. It was really difficult for me, and beyond what anybody would say, like the only thing, because I started doing comedy 3 years ago, and the only program or only room that could consistently get me on stage was There It Is.
Okay.
And I tell anybody that regardless of the scandal.
Okay, There It Is.
I will tell anybody that the only program with development, with support, with outreach, knowing that somebody was gonna always be there if I got up on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That it was a support in a different type of way.
Yeah.
That I hadn't found in any other room that I had been in.
Yeah.
And it changed the whole way it is that I looked at getting on stage.
That's what's up.
That, you know what I'm saying? It built something different in me. So it's always gonna be love to There It Is no matter what.
That's what's up. And it's so hard as an artist to find spaces where you feel safe like that, where you feel protected as an artist in your craft to be vulnerable. It's one of the reasons why when Artists of Words came to me about doing the mic, I went on and agreed because I felt like at that time we were lacking. We had mics, but they weren't all safe spaces. And I will 100% agree with you that in moments that I was having a difficult time being vulnerable in my craft, I always felt okay with going to There It Is and doing it. Yeah. Always. In moments that I might have been angry and frustrated, and hey, we got your back. You know, so, you know, it's just a good feeling, one, as an artist, two, as a Black woman, to be able to be in a space with our counterparts and feel support from men and women alike, you know, so, I really do agree with that. Well, okay. So how has it been doing business as an artist in this community? What are some of the struggles that you face, and then some of the pleasant surprises?
I think the experience that I've had with doing business is that it's not just about what we do on stage. It's about how it is that people think about you. It's about what your character is. It's about what your conduct is. It's what are people saying about you aside from your stage. And building those relationships and partnerships, not crossing the wrong somebody. Like it's more to being in business than just the business that we do. I think that's the biggest thing out of everything that has happened in the last few months as far as bookings and stuff like that. A lot of that has come from me building relationships. Because even when I wasn't performing, I was still shopping with people, supporting their shows, being in their space and their place and stuff like that. And now that I'm ready to go, people remember me. And so that's a lot of those relationships and people excited to see, you know, something flourish, but those relationships that I built before I was ready in myself to perform.
And that's very important.
That has played a major part in what people are seeing happen right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. That's very important. Networking is something that people underestimate. And I'm not sure why that is. And maybe sometimes it can be a bit of arrogance because, like you said, it's not just your craft, you know, so you could be an amazing singer, songwriter, or amazing spoken word artist or comedian, but if you carry yourself in such a nasty way outside of that stage, nobody's going to want to book you. Nobody's, you know, going to really want to do business with you, refer you, you know, because you're not going to want to set somebody else up to be disrespected, disregarded, or, you know, whatever in their craft. But when you have a person that, like you said, shops with you, comes out to the shows, even if they're not getting on, or even if they can't make it, send somebody still, you know, that's a memorable thing. That's a thing that says, oh, you know what, next time when I got this going on, I'll make sure I think of Kaybee. You know, I'll make sure I blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then definitely when you say, hey, can I get on the mic? Damn right. You know, you didn't, da, 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 da. So yeah, it's a very big thing. And it also helps you find people that you can align with to not just maybe get on their show, like you can really partnership with, you know, really do business with, because we all have so many other ideas and business ventures that we want to get into outside of the mic. So it helps you really build community. And that's something that we need, solid community, and not just the fake handshakes that you see in the little side hugs, you know, as we all going through and acknowledging, hey, there's a fellow artist, like the real fellowship of it all.
Yeah, and that's a challenge because you have, you got to think, we have people, and I always, because I used to kind of work with a lot of comics before I was really performing comedy, and I would tell them, especially like really, really young comics, we don't know these people. We don't even know some of these people's real names. Always keep that in your mind.
I said that
with anything that we do, because the reality of it is that we do not know these people. You have to work to get to know beyond who it is that the character is and the artist, which that can be challenging because then you building different type of relationships with people and it causes vulnerability and people are afraid of that because believe it or not, we can be whoever it is that we want to be when we're on stage.
Yeah, we can. Well, I believe it.
Yeah, we can be whoever we want to be, but that doesn't mean that that's who I am as a person. Right. I think we lose a lot in people just knowing how to have just regular interactions, just regular interactions, and it's challenging because we have drugs and alcohol and spirits and we have all kinds of stuff going on.
Personality.
We got everything that you could imagine. People that normally probably wouldn't even be around one another.
That part.
Now intermingling with each other. So it's so many different dynamics that's going on, just trying to build relationships and understand that this is business and this is not personal.
Yep.
Finding and realizing and understanding that if I'm not working, I'm not trying to hang out with my coworkers.
Yeah.
Because then we start being around each other like so much. I don't really have a separation of where my straight squatty as
Yeah.
opposed to y'all my coworkers. Certain stuff y'all shouldn't see me doing.
This is true.
In reality, I don't want to get that loose because
This
that you might be trying to book me, and maybe at one time I was too drunk and you don't like that no more, and now I didn't get booked. So it's it's so many different.
Do you feel like it's stressful trying to manage all of that thing?
Absolutely. Because where do you find the balance? Because I want to get good at what it is that I do.
Yeah.
And to get good, the best people are usually out performing. And
or at least, shaking hands.
You can do business from home, but it just don't really work when people don't see your face. When people not. You kind of have to be out, even when you can't get over the hump to perform. You don't want people to forget. You like it's and all that in a balance of I have my personal life. I have my personal life. And we don't know each other. You don't know what people dealing with on their own personal surfaces. And sometimes the stage is where they get free, but then they still got all of that still with them. We get to know each other in different ways because our expression is getting that off of us.
Yeah, this is true.
You know what I mean? So it's so many layers to the relationship.
It makes it such an oxymoron that the stage is the place where artists are allowed to release, but immediately before and after you have such a facade to uphold, so people can only see the presentation that you allow them to see as the artist, And that makes it beauty in itself to even have to do it, but it also makes it like a beautiful nightmare sometimes. And I get it, because I go through it sometimes, depending on the events that I'm at in. But then also, it's why I always try to maintain a sense of Kanye. And that every room that I'm in, I'm just going to try to be me as much as possible, because I really hate the stress of that all. And with all the characters that I do wear, when you sit down with me, you're going to get the same raw person regardless. I think if I had to uphold too much more of that sense of like who's watching and how it's presented for bookings, I'd probably get myself in a lot of trouble. Like, I just know I probably would. I'm not good with, well, actually, let's not say that. Let's not. See, there's a vulnerable line. But yeah, it is like the pressures of it all. It is a lot. And like just even being a parent, like, your personal life, being a parent and having parents on top of that, it's like separate. And one of the main reasons why I've never wanted fame and to have my name necessarily in all these households is because I don't want my family to be under anything I'm under or to be, watched or like just the idea of paparazzi. Like, the fuck? If you do not get the fuck out of my way, do not make me feel boxed in.
If getting famous give me some help for my baby,
I feel that. I feel that. I feel
that. That's so be it. Like that's if
I support that.
That's a driving point.
Yeah.
If getting famous,
that's true.
Just a little chitter chatter about y'all blow me up.
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Big blow me up.
Cause that's something different. That's a different cause. See, mine ain't that big though. But yeah, fully supportive. So what are some pleasant surprises that you've come across along the way? Some things that you just didn't even expect to happen for you in your career?
The pleasant surprise was being asked to host the open mic at KJ's.
Okay.
Blew my mind. Totally unexpected. Went to go do 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Terrified for my life, I ain't gonna lie. I did 19 minutes strong with third.
Okay.
Still terrified for my life. Almost got off the stage and threw up.
Oh,
Lord. Ooh. I couldn't believe I even did that. I listened back to it. It was crazy. It's a room that I respect a lot.
Okay.
It's really the only place that is black owned where black comedy is happening every single week in the city. Um, comedic legends, people that I grew up watching, in there every week.
Mm-hmm.
It's just yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, who runs KJ's?
KJ's is owned by Kenneth Martin. It's 5300 North Broadway. It'll be the Prelude open mic from 6:30 to 7:30 each and every Wednesday.
So tap in.
All talent, Mike. All talent. You can sign up. If you play the kazoo good, just come on down. Sign up at 6:15. List or filling up already. But yeah, if you want more time, inbox me in advance and we can see what I can do. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's something special to me. It's a big responsibility and a very large charge in my mind. So I don't take it lightly that I was asked that.
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was it blew my socks off, shocked me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. Because you never know, like you said, who's watching, who's in the room, who's watching. And somebody been watching and thought, okay, I want to put her on. You know, I can see this in her. And that you stepped up, even though you say, you know, you're nervous, you're scared to get up there, but you took that on, you know, right away. So
I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Like that's not an opportunity that I can say, no, like, what? I gotta go and I gotta do, and that's yeah.
That's what's up.
I jumped in the car and the car went fast.
I heard that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely be coming to KJ's on April 30th, you know. So if you like poetry, come on out and see me at KJ's.
It's 35 and older to get in. If you're an artist and you're under 35, you have to inbox me before you come down there. And it's Kaybee on Kaybee Jokes on Instagram and Kaybee on Facebook.
Yeah. Definitely make sure you follow her. Follow her. But yeah, make sure you tap in with the mic as well. Because it's gonna be a good stage for you to get on. What you say every Wednesday, be there by 6:15. It means come earlier than that. You want to get there earlier than that so you can go ahead and sign up and be ready to get up there and show them what you got, regardless of what it is. I've known them to be more comedy. So when I found out that it was the opportunity to do poetry there, I'm always for going to a different stage and, you know, being in front of a different crowd. I love performing, so I'm excited to come on out and jump on the mic.
I had to have cosplay come down there because I know they ain't never seen nothing like this before.
They ain't gonna be like, what the hell?
I know they ain't never seen nothing like this before.
I gotta find a good character to be for this.
Yeah. I know they ain't never seen nothing like this.
Now I gotta really think of what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna get it sometime this week. Yeah, I'm excited about that though. Yeah, but so Kaybee has been out to our open mic. So we have an open mic on Wednesday. So after you stop by hers, make sure you wait and jump on stage and support, you know, the establishment. Come on over to St. Louis Old School Bar and Grill. We're on Page and Hanley every Wednesday. We get started a little later. Doors open at 7. We'll definitely be getting started by 8 o'clock. But they have food and drink as well. So make sure you go to both places. Don't skip either one of us. Come on out.
You got time. And if you tell me that you're going to another mic, I'll go ahead and make sure I get you up quick so you can get out the door.
And because we support each other, and this is one thing with Black business and in the artist community as well, is the lack of support. It's always competition when you see that someone else has a mic or has something going on. I fully support the mics that we have in St. Louis. So if she has one going on, I'm definitely going to tell people, go there. It doesn't hurt me to see somebody else have somebody come across their stage. It does not hurt me. It helps them and that artist.
Yeah. And it's time for you to get to both rooms. So it's really no excuse. You don't have to choose.
You don't.
You can go to both.
You don't. And if I know that you're going to hers first, we'll make sure you're later on the list. It works that way.
It's not that hard, y'all.
No, for real.
Look, we ain't beefing or nothing. Come to mine and go to hers.
I swear. And eat good at both. And drink good at both.
Exactly. Cause they got a bomb Shirley Temple at the old school.
Yeah.
They got me together.
Yeah, they got a good burger too. I like their burger. I like burgers. No.
But them potato skins at KJ's. Please no. Oh, so
yeah, I ain't had
good.
nothing to eat there yet, so I'm gonna eat when I come.
Oh, they food fire.
Okay.
All of it. Everything. They even got grill options. Like grilled salmon, grilled shrimp. Everything don't have to be fried. They have salads. It is so good. That's one thing.
I gotta look at that menu.
Yeah, KJ's fire.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try potato skins just because you said it.
Yeah. They
They crispy a little bit.
Oh, they
Okay.
the
Look
potato
at you like I'm
skins
on
so
right
good.
now.
Ooh, the potato skins so good down there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love food, y'all.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about a food place I went to recently that pleasantly surprised me. Just because I thought about burgers, and this burger was so amazing. I went to Friendly's. Is it Friendly Sports Bar and Grill on the south side?
Mm-hmm.
And that burger was so good. When I say so good, like after I press stop on this video, I want to go get one so good. That's all. I just like food, and I thought I would share with y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, my food experiences. Last one, I got food from Open Flame. Shout out to Chef Cole.
Now, where's Open Flame?
It's a ghost kitchen. You can order through DoorDash. It's my friend. We've been friends since the 6th grade.
Okay.
But I had some fried shrimp and hot lemon pepper wings with steamed broccoli. That was fire. I would just say that because that's my friend. I shop with my friends.
What's the name of it?
Open Flame.
Open Flame. Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
Look that up. I gotta look it up too.
That food, yeah, them jerk chicken nachos, fire.
That sounds good.
Super fire. Barilla, he got salmon barilla.
I don't eat seafood, but jerk chicken nachos.
You got regular barilla, you got chicken barilla.
Yeah, I like the chicken ones too.
Yeah, DoorDash style.
Open Flame.
Yeah, that's food fire.
Make
That's
sure
the
y'all
last.
tap in.
That's the last fire plate that I had. Cause that was after I ate them potato skins at KJ's.
Oh Lord. Okay. Shout out to KJ's. I gotta get the potato skins. I'll make sure I do that. Okay. So what do you have coming up next?
Tonight I'm at the Improv Shop doing Mini Goblin Town.
Okay.
I'm telling a story about a horrible roommate from 3 years ago. Y'all should come out. Y'all will be surprised. I know how to do a lot of different stuff. I thought it was important for me to hop on this show because the show is going into retirement, the next show after mine. And it's always something I had my eye on. I wasn't going to let my mama pass me by. So I'm walking in my truth and telling a very true and hilarious story. I actually worked it out at the Lyrics and Labs in a little, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So,
and it was funny.
Yeah, that's where I'm at tonight. Friday, I'm downtown at the Crack Fox. Follow me on social media. You'll get, exact information. But the thing about the show tonight at the Improv, it's the introduction of a new improv team because we can. Man, I'm saying, it just seemed like historical stuff just be coming towards me, like they gonna do the playback. So I'm gonna read my story.
Okay.
And then they're gonna do the playback and act my story out.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and this is a brand new improv team.
That's what's up.
Yeah, black improv team.
Hey, I want to see that. When
Yeah,
is this?
at the Improv Shop tonight, 7 p.m. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be crazy. All kind of crazy stuff just be happening.
Okay, no. Okay. I'm gonna have to edit this out because I know I want to come. I gotta go to a meeting tonight for the 314 show. I know I got something I had to do.
Yeah.
Dang, I wanted to see this.
Yeah, this gonna be crazy. Like,
they need to record this.
I know. I'm gonna have to see what I can get going on. Somebody come out there. Somebody come out there and hold my camera.
Yeah, somebody come out and record this.
Somebody come out and hold my camera for me. Where Antoine?
Funny.
If you watching this live, pull up and record me, cause you be liking to record videos and be a part of historical moments. That's another one of my childhood classmates. We be out like most. I don't have a lot of new friends. Most of the people it is in my life been in my life over 20 years. I don't have a lot of new people around me.
There's a lot of people that don't understand loyalty to that degree.
Yeah.
They ain't never or haven't experienced it to that degree.
We was in that DSEG program though. You gotta think we was on the bus together.
Because that's a family thing in itself. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear. I understand that. Like I need to hit up some of my D-Seg friends. Nah. I was definitely riding for.
You told me so can't we turn on landscape? I'm on sideways.
It was hard to see.
Y'all couldn't
They
see.
gonna sit up there like that, I don't think.
I don't know what I did.
Oh,
That's Silk. What's up, Silk? I'm glad I looked at this. Okay.
Yep. I guess it is. Okay, so you said, so you have that going on tonight, and then
Crack Fox on Friday.
and then when
And then KJ's on Wednesday. The Prelude open mic is 6:30 to 7:30. If you come to the open mic before 7 o'clock, you get to attend the big show for free. It's 5300 North Broadway. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you follow her. Make sure you get out to these events. Twine, make sure you come hold the camera because we got to see what's going on tonight. And yeah, thank you so much for coming and doing the Some Things Must Be Heard podcast. You know, we always appreciate you. If Kaybee say she coming, y'all, she coming. Okay?
And I'm going to be on time.
And she's going to be on time. She does good business, you know, great business. And I thought she was a perfect person to have on this episode to talk about experiencing business as an artist and how she has things coming up that you guys need to pop out for. Make sure you support her. Okay?
I'm sorry I had y'all on sideways the whole time. This whole trying to, do social media and get people tuned in. It's, just not too much. I gotta learn how to do some different stuff, y'all. I appreciate y'all because some of y'all have looked on her for a while. Y'all really to watch. Yeah.
Support.
Y'all the dirty selves really was on her watching me. Hey.
All right, y'all. All right. So this is Some Things Must Be Heard. We tapping out.